Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of the tism, where the true crime is just as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases, and the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
We are the Pandemonium.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm
Hi.
sorry. You're seeing naked torso.
I mean,
not my nip knobs. It's my husband's.
at least he has underwear on.
At
so.
least he's nothing if not a modest man.
Thankfully, he's got underwear on. Did he just fart in there?
No, I laughed so hard I coughed.
Oh.
So, Rachel and I have been talking, which is, I mean,
we talk every day.
We talk every day.
That's the point.
I mean, me and Emily talk every day too, but it's one of those things where we were discussing about the podcast. There's been far too much murder lately and not enough
Haunted
shit. So no need to. Sorry, I'm responding to I've been the world's most popular woman lately.
Right, the last week and a half.
I know. Oh shit. Honey, I'm getting a phone call. Can you yeah, you talk to her. It's Mama.
Oh, okay.
So, she and I were talking and we were like, we need to get more haunted shit. So, congratulations, guys. You guys are getting a 100% haunted episode today. We are not talking about murder. We're not talking about mayhem. We're talking about...
Well, a little mayhem.
A little mayhem.
Mayhem's in every episode.
Right. A little bit of mercy. So, not mercy. What?
Mayhem?
Murder, mystery, mayhem.
Mystery.
So, there is some mystery. There is some mystery in this. So, we're going to start...
Mystery and mayhem go hand in hand.
Yeah, always. Okay, so I have a message from one of my kids. Let me
Okay.
just go up here. I had to pin them because I was like, we talk all the time. So I can't.
Right. It will easily get lost in the massive threads.
in the mass thread. So this is for my shy. She's going to go first. So
Okay.
I have something to send you. It's a photo. It's not a haunted photo. Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't. So I can't tell you what rig she's a part of. Okay. She's
Right.
an EMT. And you and I both know dead people hold on to shit.
Yeah.
And I know we normally give you guys like 10 minutes to settle in, to get your book, to get your, coffee, to get your drinks going. Do you have your hydration station?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I have my copy. So I sent you a photo of an ambulance. So the first one is just an ambulance she saw that's really cute. The second one is a video. So while you're watching the video, I can't repost the video, unfortunately, because I promised I wouldn't. However, she said, so we were hanging out with our firefighters, talking and stuff, and then we saw random lights flash from across the street at our station. We look over at it, and the lights on the truck were flashing. At one point, the red and blue light lit up for a split second. I have seen shadows moving about the bay and everything, but no, I didn't at the same time. I'd found out the station is haunted by a ghost named Lucy, and she's just playful and likes to mess with things. I have heard silverware clinking, and my partner at the time was asleep in the room next to mine. I have felt her sit on the bed next to me like she's guarding or something, and I don't feel scared. Then, there was a time I was in my room chilling on the recliner, crocheting and watching TV. Like you do.
As one does.
Yes. And she opened my bedroom door slowly, and I swear I saw the bed dip like someone was sitting on it. Guys, ghosts do that. They do. I've been on the phone with Rachel, and I'd be like, Frank, get off the bed. Because I can see when he sits down, it dips. Mm-hmm. He's got a bony ass.
Or you feel the pressure.
Yeah, he's got a bony fucking ass, man. Like, it's
for being a ghost.
For being a ghost, he's so bony. So, she knows she locked the door, but Lucy unlocked it.
Of course.
Now, oh, hold on.
The trees are
fucking. The trees are fucking, and I hate it. So now the station she's been at recently, I'm starting to think there might be a gene or something near that area, or it could just be the animals in the field surrounding it, because I have gone out and restocked the truck and was walking to the house from the ambulance bay, and I heard clicking and what seemed a soft yowling and screeching sound, but my dumbass looked up and kept walking, got inside, and closed the door fast.
As you do.
Because we are not that white in this house. No, even my husband isn't even that white.
I might be very much copy paper white, but I still know
hold
what not to do.
Hold that thought, because we need to reconvene. No. Just, I mean, we have some emails, which we've done before. We've gone over the emails before on a previous episode, but
yes,
man, excuse me, I did not mean to burp. When I tell you that, like, I have I have heard and seen some shit, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you have too.
Oh, yes. Things I wish I did not have.
Well, you have George.
Yes.
Who likes tea.
He also likes peat smoke and whiskey.
Whiskey. Okay.
I couldn't remember the word for a second there.
Josh's favorite drink. I also found out what the fuck was wrong with our audio.
What happened?
The numbers. I talked to a friend of mine, Autumn, our friend, and we love Autumn. Hi, Autumn.
Your friend.
Hi, Autumn. We love you. And she was like, "No, it needs to be this number." And as soon as I did that number, the little popping, the little things that I kept seeing, and I had to keep clipping and editing, gone.
Yay!
And it wasn't on factory settings. My computer did some weird shit, so I don't even, like, it does. I had to stop recording and re-record. Not re-record, not start from the beginning, but hit the button again. My computer likes to do things, and it's not a Pandemonium episode if something doesn't happen.
It usually is something with the audio.
Usually, yeah. We still have 92 followers. So if you're not following our podcast page, you should. What else? Let's see here. Analytics. Because I don't have my phone with me. My husband's on my phone. We're super popular on apparently iTunes. Let's see here. We've reached almost 500 people this month. We've gotten 33 new followers in the last 6 months. We're still at 62% female. And our most recent country is Ireland. Oh, hey.
Boy.
Oh, that's because, Mama Meg went to Ireland. Meg went to Ireland, and I hope it was every bit as fabulous as she is.
Right.
So, do you have some spooky shit for me?
Let's see. There was the USS Alabama.
Right.
Key West.
Uh-huh.
St. Augustine.
Right.
Savannah.
Uh-huh.
England.
We talked about England a little bit on the hold on.
That was a random ass noise.
Hey, you know what? I had to make sure we were muted because I had to bring up the story thing.
I mean, and then there's just my house being haunted.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I myself am a haunted house, you know.
Like this morning, I'm walking through the living room and a empty bobbin went flying across the room at me.
Stop. No.
And I was just like, I was on the phone with you. That's why I was like, I don't know why a bobbin just flew and just got thrown at me.
Oh my god, I thought it was just popping out of something. Okay, so like something just...
I was just walking across the room.
Oh my god.
Fluffy, and it just bloop, and it hits the ground behind me. And I just stopped and I turned around and I looked and I went, I don't know what that was about. And I picked it up and I put it back on the table it was on. And I was just
Jesus Christ.
Okay. And like, couldn't have fallen off of anything because I was in the middle of the living room at the time and like not touching anything. The cat was in front of me, not touching anything. And I'm just like, really?
Right.
Like, that was just rude.
So rude. So rude.
Like, thanks for not, like, hitting me with it, but still. I would have ended up, if I hadn't have heard it, I would have ended up stepping on it later and breaking it.
Sorry, I've been getting a lot of text messages. I've been a very popular lady lately.
Yes, you have been.
I'm sorry.
It's so hard for me to get a hold of you. It sucks.
I know. You know what? I'm sorry. Okay, so with George and Mimi like to fuck with you. Why don't we talk about...
I'm more used to than Mimi.
Why don't we talk about when Mimi gets pissed? When Mimi overhears conversations and she just dips. What does she do, Rachel?
She makes the smoke detector beep.
Yeah.
And it's always random ones, so
it's never the same one. It's always something out of pocket and you're just like, motherfucker.
Well, it's normally because she's mad at mom, and so she just makes it beep, and I'm just like,
really?
Please, can you stop? Because
right.
Usually it happens like as I'm getting ready for bed. I'm like, please stop that. Can we just not?
Right. Sorry, I was muted. Excuse me. Sitting here thinking I'm unmuted. Whatever. So there has been a few things in the media, and we will talk about that right now, about a specific doll. We don't say its name. We're going to call it Susie. Susie has been owned by the Bagel Bites, the Bagel Hands.
The Warrens put her in a
blessed
Blessed
box.
box.
This thing had holy water from the Pope. It had juju on it from a priestess and a priest and voodoo doctors and witch hunters. When I tell you this thing was like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
So, not only did they take her out of the original box and put her in a different box, they've been taking her out of that box and showing her around.
You don't do that. You don't fuck around, because that's how you find out. So, Rachel...
Well, I'm loving all the finding out that's happening.
Would you like to tell our lovely listeners what's been happening?
Nottoway Plantation caught fire.
Yep.
Just the main house.
Yep.
None of the rest of the property.
Just the whole house.
The whole house. It's just done.
Right.
The people that currently have her may or may not be going to DC.
No. Oh no.
It's up in the air. A Confederate War museum had a tree land on top of it the other day.
Stop.
And it's just destroyed.
Oh my God.
And then Marie Laveau's homestead house caught fire.
Yes, it's probably that cook in the kitchen, honestly, because that chick is crazy.
No. That's the Laurie mansion.
LaLaurie. Oh, Marie. Oh, the voodoo queen. Oh no. Oh no. No.
So I have a feeling that she had something to do with the house that catch on fire, or her house catch on fire, because somebody that, I take all of, TikTok people with, solid pillar of salt.
Right.
She said that she was channeling Marie, and that Marie basically was saying that this is all supposed to happen. And basically, like, what's going to come to pass is going to come to pass. And things have been set in motion for a very long time, and It's finally kicking off. And Good. I'm just like, oh shit. So it would honestly explain why here recently a lot more of paranormal activity has been happening, because when the other side is getting involved, we fucked up.
They fucked around and found out. That's what happened.
Well, we're finding out now.
We are finding out right now.
On a happy little note, in Romania, they didn't elect a alt-right person, so they did not, and so they have a mathematician person now.
Oh my God.
An educated university mathematician that is now in charge.
Oh shit.
And he is a centralist, so things should be going good for them. Hopefully.
Oh good.
Yes.
So there have been a few stories that were previously talked about on our show before we rebranded due to some issues, which we don't need to talk about. I would like to bring up the Cabbage Patch Knees. I used to work for a hospital called O'Connor in San Jose, and I have no idea if it's still standing. I don't think it is, but honey, can you look up and see if O'Connor Hospital is still standing? He's looking on the Googles. But I used to work as distribution and a candy striper. So when you're in distribution, sometimes you go fetch bodies.
Yep.
It's still open? Okay. All right. So it's still open. So people
supposedly.
So there is a floor. So there's the East Wing and the West Wing. Okay. So the West Wing is where the nuns work. There are nuns that still work there because it is a Daughters of Charity hospital. Daughters of Charity are absolutely fantastic. They paid for a good chunk of...
Put a note in that.
Put a little pin in that, just so I can make that note for later. Me and my phone.
Me and my shadow.
Me and my shadow. So, you have a note from Spotify. Are you posting an episode this week? Yes. Yes, the editing will be done today. So
We're working on it.
We're working on it. We're working on it. So, anyways, the nuns were in the West Wing, which is a great show. Anyways, so the West Wing of the hospital was a shift down. So, like, you would have the operating room, and then you would take the elevator up, and the doors would open on one side, and then you would take it down to a half level, and the doors would open on the opposite side. That was the West Wing. Well, on one side of the West Wing was...
Not to be confused with the show.
Not to be confused with the show. Ding! Disclaimer. Not to be confused with the show. So, with, that... So anyways, the nuns were on the West Wing. The regular doctors were on the East Wing. And the only way to get to... So anyways, you would take the elevator, right, to this half floor. And as soon as you got off the elevator, there was this beautiful statue, this marble statue of the Mother Mary. And it was the same statue from, I don't think it's the Louvre, but it's in Italy, of Mother Mary holding Jesus. There was also a statue of that, where she's holding him after the resurrection, I think. I think that's what it was. But anyways, they had two statues. So the Mother Mary one was when you went out of the doors. That other one was down the hallway, kind of like in a little alcove.
Right.
I will definitely set shit on fire. Burn, baby, burn. Josh just finished it. Disco Inferno. Because we're a vocal stem house. Anyways, so I'm when you worked in distribution, the easiest way to get to the operating suite, because sometimes that elevator would be in use, was to take the West Wing. So go up in the regular normal elevators, get to the third floor, take the stairs to the half floor, and then go up. So sometimes I would have to go and pick up specimens. I would have to go this. I would have to do that. Sometimes I worked at night, which Rachel knows. I am not a night owl. I am a morning bird. I am a morning bird.
You are.
I love the morning. I don't like the sun because it's a giant Death Star in the sky and it's trying to kill me.
It really is.
It really is. But I digress. So I ended up walking one day. I was going from the operating suite down to the lab, and you had to go down the half and go the other way. That's the quickest way to the lab because it was less it was less steps, because that's when Fitbit first came around. So I had it on my ankle, and I'm walking, and I see two sisters. You know, orthopedic shoes make a sound, right?
Not two sisters as in family sisters.
No.
Two sisters
two,
as in
hallelujah. Nuns.
So, habit.
Hallelujah. So I'm just sitting there going, so orthopedic shoes make a sound. It's this very,
it's a squeaky noise.
It's a squeaky noise. And it's because of the type of rubber that they use on the bottom of the soles. So there's no sound. And I am literally maybe 18, maybe 19. And I don't hear now noise. Like at that moment, I didn't see anything until I had turned around. So I went, good evening, sister. Good evening, sister. And I kept walking. And when I turned, they had no feet. This fat bitch ran like a butterball fucking turkey down the fucking stairs. My Cabbage Patch knees, man. Let me tell you.
I mean, at least they had eyes.
At least, listen. Okay. So ghosts who don't have eyes have had traumatic deaths.
Right. I mean, I will take the not having the feet over not having eyes.
Right. I'm okay with the not having the feet. It's the not having eyes. That. What? No, not Algonquin. What?
The fuck?
Tells you the kind of research I do on my fucking phone. So anyways, I brought it up to the lab technician. I run downstairs. I literally have never run so fast. Have you ever seen a fat bitch run? I am that fat bitch. Hello, it's me. It was a butterball turkey with Cabbage Patch Knees running down the fucking stairs, going dum 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 dum. I finally get to lab.
Trying to go as fast as you can without falling flat on your face.
Right. So I get to lab and the guy's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Nuns. No feet."
Ah, yes, you met the sisters.
What? And that was like my first big experience outside myself and my house. And the small experiences that I had aside from the Winchester Museum or my grandparents' house. These were my first time meeting nice ghosts. So I was terrified.
Ghosts that weren't trying to jump into your body.
Absolutely. And I know at Dr. Sister's wedding, there were some ghosts. You got to experience me see them in real time. You saw me go from my beautiful shade of pink to real pale, real quick.
I just look at you and go, "You good?" "Yeah, I'll be fine."
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. A ghost passed through me and I was like,
Didn't help that one tried to just jump into your body either.
Mm-hmm. It was because they were pissed, and I completely understand. I get it. You okay? Everything?
Yeah.
Everything good. So, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, we got something that was forwarded to me from one of our listeners by Nurse Blake. Okay. They said, I'm sorry. They said, "Healthcare workers, tell me a scary hospital story that now makes you believe in ghosts." They have their own podcast. So I'm going to read just two.
Oh, I believe it.
Patients in extended care. This is from Carrie Henderson. Patients in extended care, long-term care wing of the hospital I worked in asked if we saw the lady with the cake a little while ago. We said no. After a while, it became apparent that the lady with the cake was the Grim Reaper. She visited the men who were passing away about a week or so before they passed and always stood at the foot of their beds, offering them a slice of cake.
I mean, I would gladly go with the Grim Reaper for a slice of cake. So
listen,
I get it. Also, it's like, can't be scary if you're offering them cake.
Right. No, most definitely.
Makes me wonder if it's also if they're being offered their favorite cake too.
Probably their favorite cake. Now, Death and I have had an understanding. I've met Death. It was.
Don't come for me until it's my time.
And precisely our conversation. So this was the first time I was 6. That's when I had the frontal lobe damage. And he was one of my favorite stars at the time, one of my favorite actors. Do not come for me. It was Cary Grant. So I have a thing for that man. Let me tell you, he may be dead. Before we realized that it was Death. So I'm 6. My mom used to show me Cary Grant movies, and I had frontal lobe trauma. We're not going to get into that because that just unleashes a whole box of demons. And I was
even when he's old as fuck, he's still a good looking man.
You just looked him up, didn't you?
I did, because I wanted to make sure I was
that man.
The right person.
My husband knows I have a thing for Cary Grant. If Cary Grant is on the TV, we do not talk. Correct? He nodded. He's just like, I'm not even going to acknowledge. I know.
Like, even as an old man.
Oh, yes. He's still a very pretty man. Silver fox. But not my type of tea. My type of tea is in the other room, and he's whiskey. So, Cary Grant is standing at the edge of my bed. And and I'm hallucinating. I thought I was hallucinating. And they just put stitches in my head. I had fractured this area here in my skull, and they were like, you just have to be really careful. Don't do anything strenuous. Don't do this. Don't do that. The reason I remember this, I don't remember a lot from my childhood. I remember third-party interactions. And one of my friends was with me at the hospital, who I still talk to this day, occasionally, holidays and stuff like that.
Right.
She had told me I was speaking to Cary Grant at the edge of my bed, saying, but I can't leave yet. I'm not supposed to leave yet. And Cary Grant and I had this long conversation. And a couple of years later, my friend had gotten in a very terrible car accident on my road. And it was very traumatizing to me, to the point where Rachel can tell you, I don't like driving my car. I have it as a necessity. I will use it to go to the store, but I don't like driving. I love going long distances for like road trips and stuff. I don't like driving my car because of that thing.
Whole experience.
Yeah. Cary Grant was at the car wearing a full suit, dapper, 3-piece suit, wing-tipped Oxford shoes to the nines, tipped his hat, nodded to me, and he goes, I'll see you next time. And then walked away. And so I ended up getting sick, and I'm in my bed. And this was like a week before I got my thing.
Right.
None of my family knew, because nobody in my family was talking to me. I was couch hopping. I was working 4 jobs, exhausted. I was just dead on my feet. And Cary Grant comes to the edge of my bed and goes, hello, Catherine. And I go, we need to have a talk. And he goes, uh-huh. And I said, I've seen it. I know how I die. I die an old woman with a brick in my purse. You're not supposed to be here. And he goes, well, color me timbered. Color me timbered. I think it's timbered, but I know it's been like 20 something years. And I just kind of looked at him, and he goes, you're a smart one. And I went, yeah. And he goes, I have an agreement with you. An agreement with me. And he goes, when you were 6, we made an agreement. I would not come for you until it was your time, but I would come to tell you if something was wrong. Okay.
That's a pretty good agreement.
Okay. A week later, my best friend of 15 years passed away. She was unalived by her boyfriend. This is why I'm very, very verbal about abuse. And which we're not currently being abused, but someone we love is being hurt. So we're very vocal about it. And he goes, you need to answer her call when she calls and show up when she needs you. And I said, okay. And he goes, you can prevent it, but if you don't make it in time, it is not your fault. And I just went, okay. And he goes, we have this agreement. Yes. Okay. I'll see you soon. And then just walked away. And the nurse came in. She goes, were you on your phone? And I was like, yep, just got a phone call. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah. Heaven dialed. I answered. Hello.
But you couldn't exactly tell the nurse. Yeah, no, I was talking to Cary Grant, who's been dead since the 80s.
Right. So Cary Grant was death for me, and multiple people see multiple types of death, right? Yeah, the 80s, early 90s, late 80s. And
I know he died of a stroke.
He did. Something completely normal, and...
I mean, he was like, I think 86 too at the time, so...
Honey, how old was Cary Grant when he died? Can you look it up, please? Thank you.
So faster.
So death comes in many forms and many sizes. For a couple of women, which they took a Reddit post and put it on a TV show, which I absolutely loved. A couple of women in a few hospitals down in LA saw Shirley Temple, or a little girl with curls. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Died of a stroke in 86 at the age of 82.
See, it was in the 80s, let me tell you.
Yeah, because he was born in 1904. And he did not serve in World War II because he was too old.
Yep.
Anyways.
You just sent it to me. So,
Too slow.
New comment threads are unlocked on episodes.
Oh boy.
But death looks in many forms. Death is non-binary. So, and it's not like, oh my God, you're being woke. No, death has no actual sex. I mean, I don't know if death has sex. I haven't asked, but
that's a really personal question.
He just started laughing at me.
That's a really personal question that I'm not sure we want the answer to. I know that Mom sees death as a man in a top hat.
Okay.
Like how you saw Cary Grant dressed to the nines, goat with tails, whole 9 yards, top hat, cane, all of it.
Right.
Mom says she doesn't see his face. She just knows what he looks like. And it's usually before something very traumatic happened. So she saw him.
I think it was right before Mimi, right?
She saw him right before Granddad. She doesn't remember about Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
But she saw him before Sylvia's Dr. Sister's stroke, and then before Hurricane Michael happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's seen for major events. She saw him. I'm saying him because it's how he was presented.
He was presented, right.
I saw him before Mimi's mom passed. She's seen him before other family members have passed.
Right.
Probably the freakiest thing was when, at the same time that Grandin went down with his cardiac arrest, Mom started choking on a piece of lettuce. Like, ate the tiniest little piece of lettuce that shouldn't have choked her whatsoever. Started choking, could not get her breath, could not.
Right.
Until finally she was able to breathe again. And from what I've been able to kind of piece together, that's about the time that they got Granddad on the gurney and everything. And I'm just like,
right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
When he passed, I woke up out of a dead sleep and knew something bad had happened, but didn't know what. And of course, I was 16 at the time.
Right.
And so I was like, I looked at the clock and was like, oh, I still have like 2 more hours or like another hour and a half before I have to get up for school. I rolled back over and went back to sleep. Didn't go to school that day.
Oh my goodness.
Mom ended up waking me up and was like, yeah. So you don't have to go to school today if you don't want to. I am on my way to Mimi's. Granddad is on his way to the hospital. Okay. She was like, you go back to sleep if you want. I was like, no, I'm up. And went downstairs and she told Sylvia something slightly different, that pretty sure Granddad had passed and that if I wanted to go to school, would she take me? And that she was on her way to the hospital. Okay. But at this point, I'm fully awake, so I go out and I sit down at the counter, and Dad comes home about an hour or so later, and he's just calling people.
Right.
Nonstop calling.
Right.
Just making all the phone calls so that my mom didn't have to.
Yeah.
High school trauma.
It's the trauma. Everybody's like, how'd you get so spicy? Trauma.
Trauma. Very much the trauma.
When my grandfather died, Cary Grant had shown up 2 days before. The day before, like, this was I keep saying the word before. This was before
Just before.
This was definitely before I acknowledged something that he was, you know?
Right.
Like, I was like, I don't think this exists. Like, I see ghosts, yes, but it's more along the lines
You're in denial about some things.
Right. And it's more along the lines of, like, Mr. Williams was the first ghost that used to hang around my house. And it was,
right.
We found out later he was buried under our property because our property used to be a cherry orchard. So typically property owners were buried on their property.
On their property, yeah.
And
they usually had a family grave plot, and
it was under our house.
Slightly terrifying.
I mean, listen.
I can see why he hung out, though.
Look, I mean, I get it.
He just wanted to be included.
He had...
Lots of editing on this one.
Lots of editing. So I had seen Mr. Williams a lot, who had a top hat and tails, but that's how I had first seen him. And then the second was Alexandra, who was struck by a driving vehicle down her street, because we lived across the street from a school, so we tended to have a lot of kids outside. My mom thought they were quote unquote imaginary friends. They were dead, but that's fine. Then
they just were excited that it was somebody close to their own age.
Right. And then there was Angel, who was a motorcyclist who had gotten hit by a big rig. He had a giant piece of metal sticking out of his head, which looked like a knife to me when I was younger. But seeing it later...
Still terrifying.
It's a piece of a muffler. I didn't realize that until later. It was a piece of muffler sticking out of his head. His name was Angel, and I just kept talking him, saying, your name is Angel. I can't understand you, because his mouth wasn't...
there.
Yeah. Anyways, but like, as far as
get hit by a big rig, there wasn't much of him left.
There wasn't much. Honestly, there wasn't much of him left. But everybody's like, "That's not. I see dead people. That's not how it is." Okay, but I've had these experiences. My friends have had these experiences. Rachel has experienced them firsthand, sitting with me. Josh has had these experiences. He doesn't doubt it anymore. Like, we have stacked dishes in the other room, or there's one dish in the sink and it'll knock over by itself. We're not in the kitchen. We live alone.
Right.
There is no grate.
There's no way the wind could have done it.
Nothing. No windows open. No doors open. Nothing. We live in a proverbial cave. It is always dark. And he's
dark and cold.
He just went, so
dark and cold. That's funny.
It's dark and cold here because, I mean, we live in the middle of Texas in the summer. This
is valid.
It's unbearable. But so, who mentioned me in a post? Stop.
What?
Joey King is joining Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman in Practical Magic 2. It is actually happening.
Yes.
Amanda tagged us. Amanda, we love you. Our little deli queen. We love you. Kisses. So, but like, there will be ghosts where you can actually see them and they're not transparent. And
they will look like actual people.
And I have had conversations with dead people that I have thought
not realizing they were actually dead.
Right. And I remember I was at work. This was when I was working ages ago, and I was by myself. It was 8:00 at night. I was still at work, and my boss texted me and I said, surgery just got done. Doctor's paying me. Like, I'm here. They acknowledge it. I have to come in 2 hours late tomorrow. This is what's going on. She's like, well, you're supposed to open. I understand that, but this is what's going on. So they're finishing up, and I had somebody knock at the front door. And I was like, hey, sorry, we're closed. If you want to come back tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, sure. When can I make an appointment? I said, I'll be right back. And I closed the door, come back. And I said, this is, the date and time. Can you come back tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, sure. And we have like an exchange, 10, 15 minutes maybe. And there's cameras in there. They can see me talking. You can literally see it on the film. I'm talking to somebody. And when he turns,
there's nobody there.
No, there's literally somebody there. You can see it on the camera. He turned and he just faded. I can see it in person that he's literally still there. On the camera, you just see him fade from view. Not
Holy
walk away,
shit.
just fade. I'm seeing him walk away. On the camera, it shows him just disappearing like mist. And I was like, I told you this place was fucking haunted. Y'all didn't want to believe me. Y'all said I was talking shit. Look. There's evidence.
I mean, you're usually talking shit, but yes.
I normally am talking shit. But when I tell you, by the way, I'm so excited to be a grandma again. Let me just tell you. Hold on. I feel like I've been talking this whole episode. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
We've talked on the Winchester episode. We've
Yes.
talked on the Queen Mary, which was
Yes.
docked in LA for quite a bit. I think it's still there. We've talked about a couple of the museums we went to. Oh, you know what we haven't talked about?
What?
Gettysburg. So,
Ew.
yeah. So, Josh is going to hear this firsthand. He hasn't even heard this. He's heard about the 23 days How to Hate Your Parents trip. He's laughing.
I've heard about like bits and pieces of it.
My mother had us living out of 2 suitcases for all 5 of us, plus 1 bathroom bag, for 23 days. We went up and down the eastern seaboard. So we went to New York, Maine, Rhode Island, Maryland, Chicago. We went to Illinois. We went all over the northeastern seaboard. Okay.
Right.
We went to Amish country. We met Pennsylvanian Dutch. Yes, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, you can smell chocolate from the freeway. I was very, very hungry as a child, let me tell you. But my dad wanted to go to Gettysburg. That was his big thing. He wanted to do the book on tape where we drive through the park because Gettysburg has paved roads.
Right.
So we got the tape, and you go at the entrance of the park, and then at the exit, you hand over the tapes.
Of course, they're like Gettysburg is actually a town, so I mean,
Right.
I assume they have paved roads.
They do. Well,
People
no.
still live there.
I mean, like the park. There's a park, Gettysburg Park, and you drive through the park. They give you a book on tape, and it has the literal houses and monuments and churches and stuff. And you drive through this park, and at the end of it, you give them the tape back. I was literally sick the whole time. I don't have motion sickness typically. You know that. I was like, quote unquote, motion sick the whole time. My mom's like, oh, you're just getting...
It's easier to blame it on the up and down motion and going in and out of the hills than...
Right. No.
What it could actually be.
No. Do you know when a ghost walks through you, you feel sick? It is violently like, what? Like you're gonna, what?
I will take your word for it. I have not had that experience and I do not want it.
My dad did a boo-boo. He got out of the car to take photos. I'm staying in the car. He gets out and he picks up a bullet, little tiny bullet, and he wipes it off and he goes, look at this. And I go, Daddy, you really shouldn't. And he goes, I'm going to keep it. And I go, Daddy, you really shouldn't.
Really shouldn't, Dad.
He started to walk towards the car, stopped, looked at me and he goes, you should put this back. Hands it back to me and I go, okay. I put it right back where it was. I covered it with the dirt and I went, he's really sorry. Please don't follow us home. I have too many ghosts at home. And the guy in front of me was, I think he was pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he was a Yankee soldier, not a Confederate one, because he was really, really nice. The Confederate ones that I've met aren't. They aren't rather nice to women. Northern soldiers were. And
I mean, but it's also like hit or miss.
Hit or
too.
miss.
Like,
right.
It's like with any male.
I live in the South.
They're
We're
either
not even
really nice or dicks.
Right. We're not even going to discuss the day that we drove past the Alamo and I went, just keep driving. I don't want to stop.
Just don't stop.
Just don't stop. I'm going to puke. He laughed and he goes, little girl, we're not going to follow you home. And I was like, okay,
thank you.
Thanks. Can you make sure those other guys don't? And he kind of just turns his head and I was like, they're behind the car. And he goes, yeah, I'll take care of it. Thank you for returning my bullet. And I went, I'm sorry you died. And he's like, it's okay. And then they left.
And he's like, yeah, me too.
And I was just like, okay. And I got in the car and he goes, who are you talking to? And I said, myself. I was saying a little prayer to Jesus because if I didn't say a prayer to Jesus, I was going to burn by my parents' thoughts. So I was like, I was saying,
they didn't want to know about you talking to the ghosts.
Right. So we got in the car. Everything's fine. We get to Washington, D.C. for the fireworks extravaganza. That place is haunted as fuck, too.
Of course.
What else? I've had a lot of experiences, to be honest. Keep blowing up the damn sister jet.
Of course. I've been to Williamsburg.
Ooh, tell me.
I mean, I was young. Like, this was like, I don't know, like, I was young. Like, this was before, I want to say it was like before, this was like probably in between 4th and 5th grade for me. So,
okay. So roughly around like
summer of 2001.
Okay. All right.
Might have been 2000. I don't remember.
Something like that.
I mean, for the most part, it was fun. I mean, it was a family trip with both my parents, so there was a lot of grumping along. Between mostly between mom and dad, but a little bit between Savannah and I.
Right.
And I can't really think of anything paranormal happening, but I was also fairly young, so, and it was during the daytime, so it just
right.
If I saw something, it would have been hard to distinguish between
what's real and what's not.
Well, yeah, and who's stuck in that form or in those clothing period and who's actually reenacting.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is.
Because they straight up like
they do.
People, yeah, they dress straight from that time period. So sometimes it's kind of hard to tell.
No, it definitely is. I have I went there with Hales.
Yeah.
And this was before hubby and I got married. Let me tell you, that blacksmithing booth, I was staring at those beautiful men for a good solid 30 minutes. I mean, listen, it takes a lot to blacksmith. So,
oh yeah. Their muscles on their arms get fucking huge.
That too. And people ask me why I'm obsessed with people's hands. Guys, watch Pride and Prejudice. That's all I gotta say. Josh understands the hype. He's seen the clips. He knows why I'm obsessed with hands. But yeah, no, it definitely it's a
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
So yeah, saw some people or saw something while I was trying to sleep in Savannah.
Oh God.
In the fucking hotel room too. It just like pops its head like halfway up the hall or halfway up the wall and just pops in, and I just immediately squeeze my eyes shut really tight and
that's gonna be a
nope. Throw my head under the blanket. Nope.
Big old
not
nope.
Seeing shit.
Big old
also,
nope.
It was a Girl Scout trip.
No, what the fuck is it with us and haunted Girl Scouts trips?
We were actually staying in a freaking like hotel, so
right.
But we were there for just seeing the birthplace of Girl Scouts and that shit, and which Savannah in and of itself is gorgeous.
Right. I really want to go back there. I loved not just the hospitality and not just the food is delicious because I'm a fat bitch, but the people themselves are just, even if they don't like you, they're nice about it.
Right. That's a Southern thing.
That's a Southern thing. Let me tell you, that's the first time I learned, oh, bless your heart, honey, was it's either a
Fuck
compliment
you.
or a giant middle finger going, oh, bless your heart. Like,
Right.
aren't you the, you're a few screws loose of a whole box.
Oh, 100%.
And that's where I got that really salts my watermelon from. Is from one of my patients who was from Georgia. She goes, man, that really salts my damn watermelon. And I was like, the what? The who to what now?
Why are you putting salt on your watermelon?
And she's just like, oh man, it's delicious. If you ain't ever had it, you should have it. And I was like, you want to tell me what all this is about? And she goes, oh, bless your heart, honey. And I was like, oh, I know, that's a big middle finger. I know you're flipping me off nicely. And she's like, you got it right. But let me tell you.
So salt on the watermelon is, you have to like figure out the right amount of salt for the watermelon. Like,
right.
But it also depends on how sweet the watermelon is. So
very true.
It's, you have to take a bite of watermelon first and figure out how much salt to put on it. So it's not bad.
No, not at all. And I mean, I know this episode is small. I know it's short. I know it's mainly me talking the whole time. I'm not sorry. But I am a walking Ouija board, so I do have a little bit more experiences than most people. But today,
the ghost tours in Savannah, though, were definitely haunted as fuck.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, especially because like one of the squares in the middle of Savannah has a tree that they used to hang fucking hang people on. So yeah, there's I still remember the story is that the guy was, I want to say that he was blamed for murdering like the local cats or something, and was like in the wrong place at the wrong time, and found a girl's body that had been like mutilated, and he got blamed for it, and so they hung him.
Mm-hmm.
And he, basically said, it's not me, but I'm gonna come back, and the square's been haunted ever since.
No, thank you.
Yeah. It's I mean, otherwise it's a fun city. Lots of things to do there. But I mean, it's one of the oldest, it's pretty old, so I mean, you get any old city, it's gonna be haunted as fuck.
Oh my god, I just got your message about the burning plantation sounds. It's been removed.
What?
I clicked on it. It won't let me go to it.
That's so weird because I just clicked on it.
Are you in that group?
It's not a group. It's a page.
It's not letting me go to it.
That's weird.
It says this page can't be reached. But I mean, the haunted,
give me a second.
The haunted shit that was in Virginia was definitely fucking haunted. They move, just to let any Virginians know, where they have the quote unquote witch duck body, like her burial. No, that's not her actual body. So they move her burial pretty frequently. And every time that happens, bad shit happens to the workers.
Of course.
One of the burial sites was by my old house. And nobody believed me until they started doing construction in that area, and then they picked that plot up and moved it, and there's like a gravestone and everything, and I'm just like, guys, don't touch it. Fire, ASMR, 12 hours, burning cozy, plantation sounds for relaxing and studying. Stop! I love that. I love that for them.
Right. I cackled so hard about it.
Because we do not tolerate racism in this house. So, today was just a little spooky palate cleanser for y'all. Because we've been doing a lot of murder lately. Just to give you a little heads up on the episodes we've done lately. Let's see here. The one that was just posted on the 16th was about arsenic. And
again,
Blanche Taylor Moore again. Before that, for our birthday episode, for me and Emily, I did Jack the Ripper. Then we have that needs to be moved. Annette and Todd, Megan's Law, the Clutter Family, Curtis Anderson. So we needed a little bit of a reprieve. We needed a fun episode, you know? And
right.
What better way to end a fun episode than with some of our favorite memories from the actual show itself. So I'm going to be inserting that at the end here. But as always, stay feral.
Bite the hand.
And we'll see you guys next time. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Next time on the Pandemonium Witches. Charity and America. Not America. America.
America.
America.
America. America. Eagle scream.
So Colville is in the middle of nowhere. So they were isolated from society, and the family lived in a one-room cabin with no electricity and no running water.
Hands thrown.
Agreed. It's
Jail.
just going to get worse as we go on, and I apologize for our listeners. It's just going to get increasingly worse. So he led this argument that he had with his parents made them evict him for blasphemy. Not the killing of animals, not the creeping out of the people in their areas. No. Blasphemy.